everyone, it's James from Keeping It Anime, and if you want a fun and highly comedic episode, then I would highly recommend for you to go and watch episode 6 of We Never Learn. So, we carry on with the meeting between Miss Kirisu and Uraka, and this part of the episode gave us a bit more of an insight into Miss Kirisu's character. We find out that she too was looking for Rizu in the last episode, as her hands are covered in bug bites and scratches from the branches. And in this scene, it's mentioned to us as the viewer that Miss Kirisu is actually a kind person deep down. However, from her tone, her dialogue, and body language, it begs the question that something big must have happened to this teacher to make her the way she is now, and to make her act like how she does. Her ideals at the moment involve pushing a person with talent to excel in their field, and not to encourage goals that are based on sudden emotions, that would lead to people being upset later on down the road. This is why she does not 100% agree with Uraka being the tutor of Rizu and Fumino, and why she can never accept the fact that they wanted to go into different areas of study. So, this part of the episode was brilliant for the development of Miss Kirisu, and it gave us a bit of an insight and a bit of development, and it also hinted at more to come, which is great, because at the moment, in the manga, Miss Kirisu is a pretty decent character. But in the anime, she comes off as a bit cold, and I feel like people are going to misjudge her for that. So the quicker development we get for her, and the more information we learn about her, the better. Now, the comedy in this part was just hilarious. It was phenomenal. In this scene, we already have Uraka in trouble, as we know, because of the kiss from last week's episode. Miss Kirisu knows about that. And what made this scene so much more funnier was the fact that, one at a time, each of the girls burst into the room, explaining a situation in which landed Uraka in more trouble. We had Fumino mishearing the conversation and saying that the tummy rubbing incident in episode 4, I think, is a misunderstanding, which Miss Kirisu wouldn't know about that. And then Rizu comes in and says about the bath cleaning incident, the sauna, that was a misunderstanding because it was her fault. Miss Kirisu didn't know about that. And then Uraka comes in, explaining that Uraka pinning her down by the poolside, again, was her fault and was a misunderstanding, which, again, Miss Kirisu did not know about. However, our main protagonist is safe for now, as Miss Kirisu acknowledges improvement in the girls, and the fact that they would often avoid her shows a lot of fondness towards Uraka from Fumino and Rizu, as they would normally avoid talking to Miss Kirisu. However, in this scene, they openly spoke to her in order to protect him, and she found that to be a good trait. So this time, and this time only, she let him off. As for the rest of the episode, we see Uraka struggle with the rumours that are going around about Uraka and kissing someone. She comes out to it about him, and she doesn't deny it. He's a bit shaken up and doesn't know how to, put his words out correctly. And she runs off. But good old Fumino is there to help out, and Uraka basically uses the whole, oh, my friend likes somebody for a long time, and she doesn't know how to cope with the situation that the person that she likes is now going out with someone. So she uses that sort of cop-out thing, but Fumino isn't a fool, and she suddenly realises that the situation is between Uraka and Uraka. That is who she's talking about. And while Fumino does get around to making Uraka a lot more happier and stops her from crying, more rumours start to come out around her, which actually did make me laugh because it turned Uraka into an almost like a robot expression, where she just kind of broke down and moved on quickly. However, this also gave us more insight to Rizu's character, as she then started to display symptoms of getting a bit affected by these rumours, as she starts dropping her books, and her grades start to drop as well. Same with Uraka, her grades drop because she can't concentrate, neither of them can. Fumino pieces the pieces together, quite literally in this scene, and works out that they both have an affection for Uraka. However, she's undecided as to who to root for in this situation. She also then helps Uraka by saying that he must learn the ways of women, and this is a test for him set by her to try and figure out the feelings of the girls himself, and why they're acting a bit strange towards him. Okay, fine, fair enough. Now, the latter part of the episode basically goes on with Uraka and her friends trying to win Uraka over with her looks. In order to get closer to him, and thanks to Fumino's advice, Uraka thinks that he should give the girls more personal space. He feels like he's been impeding on them a bit too much, and if they do like other people, they obviously wouldn't like him getting too close to them. So it's a constant misunderstanding between everybody here. Uraka and Uraka start walking home quite fast and quite shockingly and strangely according to the locals, and they get lost in a nearby shrine, which was quite funny and quite sort of coincidental because the shrine is meant to bring you luck in academics, Uraka, and romance for Uraka. So they both start praying really hard for what they want. Now it's at this part of the episode that it gets a little bit weird with Uraka thinking that Uraka is licking her. I don't know what goes on in that girl's head and I really don't want to. But it's just cats and, you know, that's the end of that scene. Thank God for that. Now, she's starting to lose confidence in herself. She feels like she's not good looking enough because Uraka isn't paying attention. He's not working, the techniques that she's been given is not working on him. And this starts to doubt her self-confidence. However, it's suddenly boosted back up as Uraka starts to blush and he says a few things that suddenly boosts the swimmer girl's confidence back up to a skyrocketing level. The episode ends with a very nice smile between the two and Uraka blushing like crazy. Overall, I loved the animation of this episode. It was some of the best in the series so far. The facial expressions were brilliant, everything seemed like it was nicely coordinated, and even when the scenes kind of panned out a little bit, yes, okay, they lost their faces, but it worked okay to a point where you didn't have to downgrade it too much. So I really did like the animation in this episode. It was nice and clean. 100% I loved the comedy. I laughed out loud during this episode, and it's not something I tend to do with comedic animes. I tend to just laugh inside, but when something makes you laugh out loud, it's got to be good. Overall, the structure of this episode was handled very well. Not a lot happened, and there wasn't a lot of mini-stories, which again, I really do like it when they focus on one story in particular, or two stories. Once they start going more than two, the episode starts to get a bit of a mess. But I understand they got a lot of content to cover from the manga, and they're trying to get as much out as they can. But this episode focused on pretty much just the Uraka situation at the beginning with Miss Kirisu, and then Tomoko's feelings, and that worked out really nicely. They gave a lot of effort and a lot of credit to this character of Uraka, and it really did her character some positive things, in my personal opinion. So there you have it, guys. That is the review of this week's We Never Learn, episode 6, entitled Thus X Geniuses Never Learns. This was a brilliant episode, and again, like I said, make sure to go and watch it if you haven't. You'll certainly have a smile on your face, at least. But until next time, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, so you never miss a video from me, And until next time, I hope you'll have an amazing day, and keep it anime. Bye!